The sun was high and bright one afternoon as Maya and Mercy walked along the busy street, selling their pure water and snacks as usual. Maya was calling out to people, "Pure water, cold pure water," when she noticed Mercy lagging behind, moving slowly. She turned back and saw Mercy's face was red, and she looked tired and weak. "Mercy, are you okay?" Maya asked, worried. Mercy shook her head slowly. "I don't feel well, Maya. I feel so hot, like my whole body is burning." Maya's heart pounded with worry. She quickly took Mercy's arm and helped her sit down under the shade of a big tree by the roadside. "Here, drink some water," Maya said, opening a sachet of water and holding it to Mercy's lips. Mercy sipped slowly, looking pale and exhausted. Maya gently patted Mercy's forehead, feeling the heat radiating from her skin. "Oh no, you're burning up," Maya said, her voice full of concern. She knew Mercy needed to rest, and they couldn't keep working like this. "Mercy, stay here," Maya said firmly. "I'll finish selling everything for both of us. You need to rest." Mercy nodded weakly, grateful to sit down. "Thank you, Maya. I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong." "Don't worry, Mercy," Maya replied with a small smile. "Just stay here. I'll be back soon." Maya hurried off, carrying her bag and Mercy's bag filled with water sachets and snacks. She walked quickly, calling out to people, hoping to sell everything as fast as possible. "Pure water, cold snacks, please buy from me," she called out, moving from one person to the next. After what felt like hours, Maya finally sold everything. Her legs were tired, but she didn't care. She wanted to get back to Mercy as soon as possible. She went straight to Madame Iffy's shop, where she handed over the money they earned. Madame Iffy looked at her suspiciously. "Why are you alone? Where's Mercy?" "She's not feeling well, Madame Iffy," Maya explained, trying to be polite. "I finished selling everything for both of us, so she could rest." Madame Iffy narrowed her eyes, but she didn't say anything more. She took the money, nodded, and waved Maya away. "All right, just don't bring any trouble to my shop." Maya rushed back to where she had left Mercy. She found her friend sitting weakly under the tree, looking even worse than before. "Mercy, I'm here," Maya said, kneeling beside her. Mercy looked up, her face pale. "Thank you, Maya. I'm so tired." Maya helped her up, wrapping one arm around her shoulder to support her. "Let's go home. I'll get you some medicine." They walked slowly, with Maya helping Mercy every step of the way. As they passed a small shop, Maya spotted a sign that read "Chemist." She decided to stop and buy some medicine. "Excuse me, sir," Maya said to the man behind the counter. "My sister is sick. Do you have any medicine for fever?" The chemist, an elderly man with a kind smile, looked at Mercy and nodded. "Yes, I do. Here, take these tablets. They should help." Maya took the small packet of medicine and thanked the man, paying him with some of the little money they had left. She then bought a small packet of rice and beans so Mercy could have something to eat. They continued walking until they reached their usual place, the uncompleted building. But as they got closer, Maya noticed something strange. There were people moving around inside, carrying tools and materials. Their belongings had been thrown outside, scattered on the ground. Maya's heart sank. She and Mercy looked at each other, worry filling their eyes. Maya stepped forward and approached one of the men, a tall worker with a serious look on his face. "Excuse me, sir," Maya said nervously. "Why are our things outside? This is where we stay." The man turned to look at her, surprised. "Who are you?" he asked, raising an eyebrow. "This is my Oga's house, and we've come to complete the building." Maya felt a wave of panic. "Please, sir, I'm so sorry. We don't have anywhere else to go. My friend is very sick. Could we please stay here for a little while longer?" The man shook his head, looking annoyed. "Look, little girl, I understand, but this is no longer a place for you to stay. My Oga's orders are clear. We start work tomorrow." Just then, a middle-aged man entered the building. He was dressed neatly and had a calm, kind look on his face. He looked like he was in his 60s, with a gentle smile that softened his features. The workers greeted him with respect, calling him Chief Ease. Chief Ease looked around, noticing Maya and Mercy standing there, looking frightened and helpless. He turned to Rufus, the tall worker Maya had spoken to. "Rufus," Chief Easy said, "what's going on here? Who are these girls?" Rufus replied, "They're just some street kids, Chief. They've been staying here, but don't worry. I'll make sure they leave so we can start work." Chief Ease frowned, looking closely at Maya and Mercy. He could see the fear and sadness in their eyes, and his heart softened. He stepped closer to them. "What are your names?" he asked gently. Maya spoke up, her voice trembling but polite. "My name is Maya, sir, and this is my friend Mercy. We've been staying here because we have nowhere else to go. Mercy is sick, and we just need a place to rest. Please, sir, please let us stay for a little while longer." Chief Ease listened, nodding as he looked at the two girls with sympathy. "I understand," he said softly. "You two are just children, and it seems life has been hard for you." Maya nodded, tears filling her eyes. "Yes, sir, it's just the two of us. We work hard every day and we're saving to find a real home. Please, we won't be here for long." Chief Ease looked at Rufus and then back at the girls. "All right," he said, nodding. "I'll give you 1 week. You can stay here for 1 more week, and then we'll need to start the work." Maya's face lit up with gratitude. "Thank you, Chief. Thank you so much. We promise we'll leave after a week." Mercy, though weak, managed a small smile. "Thank you, sir. God bless you." Chief Ease smiled gently. "Take care of yourselves, girls. And Rufus," he said, turning to the worker. "Make sure they're left in peace for the week." "Yes, Chief," Rufus replied, nodding. Maya and Mercy gathered their belongings, relieved that they had more time. They carried their things back into the building and found their usual spot. Once inside, Maya carefully checked their colo, hidden safely under some wood. She sighed with relief when she saw it was still there, intact. "Maya, did they take our savings?" Mercy asked, worry in her tired voice. "No, Mercy, it's still here," Maya said, smiling gently. "We're safe, at least for now." She hurriedly prepared some food, serving a small portion of rice and beans. Then she handed Mercy the tablets they had bought at the chemist. "Here, Mercy," Maya said, holding out the medicine and a sachet of water. "Take this. It'll help you feel better." Mercy took the medicine and swallowed it, then ate a few bites of food, though her appetite was small. "Maya, thank you," Mercy whispered, her eyes heavy with exhaustion. "You're always taking care of me." Maya shook her head, smiling softly. "We're sisters, Mercy. We look out for each other, no matter what." Mercy gave a weak smile before lying down, her eyes closing as she drifted off to sleep. Maya sat beside her, watching her friend rest, feeling a mixture of relief and worry. As the night grew darker, Maya lay down beside Mercy, but sleep wouldn't come. She stared up at the open ceiling, her mind filled with thoughts of her mother. She missed her mother's gentle voice, her warm hugs, and the way she made everything feel safe and happy. "Oh, Mama," Maya whispered to herself, tears filling her eyes. "I wish you were here. I wish you could help us. I don't know what to do anymore." She closed her eyes and prayed softly, hoping that somehow, somewhere, someone would hear her prayer. She prayed for strength, for Mercy to get better, and for a way out of the hardship they faced every day. "Dear God," Maya whispered, "please watch over us. We're just 2 little girls, all alone in this big world. We can't do this all by ourselves. Please help us." The night was silent, and the stars shone brightly above. Maya felt a sense of calm wash over her as she spoke to God, hoping that her words would reach him. When morning came, Mercy felt a little better, though she was still weak. Maya helped her sit up and gave her a small portion of the leftover food. "How are you feeling, Mercy?" Maya asked, her voice gentle. Mercy managed a small smile. "A bit better, thanks to you." They spent the next few days resting and preparing themselves to move. Every night they counted their savings in the colo, hoping it would be enough to find a new place soon. Chief Ease's kindness had given them hope, and they were determined not to let him down. One evening, as they sat together watching the sunset, Mercy took Maya's hand. "Maya," she said softly, "we're going to make it. We're going to find a new place and things will get better." Maya nodded, her heart full of hope. "Yes, Mercy. We just have to keep believing. We're strong and together we can face anything." And so, the days passed, each one bringing them closer to the end of their stay in the uncompleted building. They held on to their dreams, their friendship, and the hope that soon they would find a place to call home. A few days passed, and Maya and Mercy were counting down the time they had left to stay in the uncompleted building. They had spent every moment working hard, saving every little coin they could, yet they knew it still wasn't enough to rent a room. Each night, as they lay down to sleep, the worry would creep in. Where would they go when their time was up? One sunny afternoon, as they were resting, they heard footsteps approaching. When they looked up, they saw Chief Ease walking toward them, with Oga Rufus by his side. Their hearts skipped a beat, worried that this might be the day they would be asked to leave. But to their relief, Chief Ease gave them a gentle smile as he reached them. "Good afternoon, girls," he greeted kindly. "Good afternoon, Chief Ease," they replied, bowing respectfully. "Don't look so worried," Chief Ease said, noticing their anxious faces. "You can stay here until the end of the week, just as I promised." Maya and Mercy's faces lit up with relief, and they both thanked him sincerely. "Thank you, Chief. Thank you very much," Maya said, her heart full of gratitude. Chief Ease looked at Mercy, who seemed healthier than before. "And how are you feeling, Mercy? You look much better." Mercy nodded, smiling shyly. "I feel good now, Chief Ease. Maya has been taking care of me." Chief Ease nodded approvingly. "That's wonderful to hear. You girls stay safe, all right? Rufus and I will be here to check on some things, but we won't disturb you." The girls nodded, grateful for his kindness. As Chief Ez and Oga Rufus moved further into the building, discussing the construction plans, Maya and Mercy returned to their little corner, feeling thankful for each moment they had in the building. As the men left a while later, Maya felt curious and stepped outside to look at the building materials that had been brought in. Stacks of bricks, bags of cement, and other materials were scattered around. But then, something unusual caught her eye. On a small wooden bench there was a large, dark briefcase. It looked out of place among the construction materials, and it seemed like someone had left it there by accident. Maya felt a pang of curiosity. She looked around to see if anyone was nearby, but she was alone. Her heart beat faster as she approached the briefcase, wondering what could be inside. Carefully, she lifted it, surprised at how heavy it was. "What's in here?" she whispered to herself, feeling both nervous and curious. Taking a deep breath, Maya opened the latch. The briefcase clicked open, and when she lifted the lid, her eyes widened in shock. The briefcase was filled with bundles of money, neatly stacked and tied with rubber bands. It was more money than she had ever seen in her life. Unable to contain her surprise, she let out a small scream, quickly covering her mouth with her hand. "Maya, what happened?" Mercy's voice called from inside. Maya looked back, still holding the open briefcase. Mercy came rushing out, and when she saw the contents of the briefcase, her mouth fell open in disbelief. "Maya, is that money?" Mercy asked, her voice barely a whisper. Maya nodded, still too stunned to speak. They both stared at the money, feeling a mixture of shock and excitement. "Maya," Mercy said softly, her eyes wide, "this is a miracle. It's God's doing. He has remembered us, and now we can use this money to change our lives. We could get a house, start a little business, and live like we've always dreamed." Maya looked at her friend, feeling torn. "Mercy, we don't know whose money this is. It's not ours to take." Mercy looked confused. "But Maya, this could be the answer to our prayers. What if this is a gift from God? We found it here, all alone. Maybe it's meant for us." Maya shook her head slowly. "No, Mercy, I don't think it's ours. What if it belongs to Chief Ease? Or maybe one of his workers forgot it here. We can't just take it without knowing who it belongs to." Mercy sighed, clearly disappointed. Maya, we've worked so hard and we still have nothing. This money could change everything for us. Don't you want a better life? Of course I do, Mercy, Maya said softly, her heart aching with the weight of her decision. But I want to live a good life, an honest life. If we take this money, it would feel like stealing. Mercy looked at her friend, seeing the determination in her eyes. Finally, she let out a sigh of resignation. All right, Maya, she said, though there was a hint of sadness in her voice. If you think it's best, we'll look for the owner. But, she grinned playfully, can I at least hold one little bundle, just to see what it feels like to be rich for a moment? Maya laughed, handing her a small bundle of the money. All right, Mercy, but don't get too attached to it. Mercy held the bundle, pretending to fan herself with it. Oh, look at me, I'm a rich lady now. Maybe I'll buy a fancy dress and eat rice and chicken every day. Maya giggled, feeling a little lighter. All right, Miss Fancy Lady, time to give it back. We have to put it away safely. They both laughed, feeling a moment of happiness despite the situation. They decided to hide the briefcase under a stack of old clothes, making sure it was well covered and safe. That night, as they lay down to sleep, Maya felt a deep sense of peace knowing they had made the right choice. As the night grew quieter, Maya closed her eyes and whispered a prayer. Dear God, thank you for helping us do what's right. Please give us the strength to make good choices and guide us to the path we need to follow. We trust in you. Beside her, Mercy nodded, whispering, Amen, before drifting off to sleep. The next morning, they woke up with a renewed sense of purpose. Maya knew they had to find Chief Ease's address so they could return the money to him. She asked around the neighborhood, hoping someone would know where he lived. Finally, a kind shopkeeper pointed her in the right direction, and they decided they would visit him later that day. As they waited, they talked about the dreams they had for their future. Maya, Mercy said thoughtfully, do you think Chief Ease will believe us when we tell him we found the money and want to give it back? Maya smiled confidently. Yes, Mercy. Chief Ease seems like a good man. I believe he'll see that we're trying to do the right thing. Finally, as the sun began to set, they gathered the briefcase and carefully made their way to Chief Ease's house. They held hands as they walked, feeling both nervous and hopeful. The day was bright and sunny when Maya and Mercy finally arrived at Chief Ease's mansion. They had been walking for a while, with the briefcase safely tucked into a large black nylon bag so no one on the road would notice they were carrying something valuable. As they reached the tall iron gate, their eyes widened in awe. The mansion was nothing like they had ever seen before. It was massive, with beautiful gardens filled with colorful flowers, trimmed bushes, and tall trees. A gateman in a neat uniform stood by the gate, watching them curiously. Good afternoon, sir, Mercy greeted him politely, feeling both nervous and excited. The gateman looked at them with raised eyebrows. Good afternoon. Who are you and what brings you here? Mercy cleared her throat and replied, We're here to see Chief Ease. My name is Mercy and this is my friend Maya. The gateman studied them for a moment before nodding. All right, wait here. He disappeared inside, leaving the girls to wait anxiously. They couldn't help but gaze around, marveling at the beauty of the mansion. The walls were sparkling clean, and there were fountains that sprayed water into the air, glittering in the sunlight. The gardens were carefully arranged with flowers of every color. Maya and Mercy exchanged looks of wonder. Maya, can you believe this? Mercy whispered, eyes wide. This place is like a palace. I've never seen anything so beautiful. Maya nodded, smiling. It really is. Chief Ease must be very kind to have a heart as beautiful as his home. After a short while, the gateman returned, opening the gate wide for them. You may go in, he said, smiling. Thank you, sir, Maya and Mercy replied together, bowing their heads respectfully before stepping inside. As they walked through the pathway leading to the front door, they were both in awe of everything around them. Birds chirped in the trees, and the sweet smell of flowers filled the air. They reached the front door, which opened just as they arrived. A woman, dressed in a neat uniform, greeted them and led them into the living room. When they stepped inside, they saw Chief Ease sitting on a large, comfortable chair, his face breaking into a warm smile as he spotted them. "Ah, my dear girls," Chief Ease greeted them happily. "Welcome, it's so good to see you." The girls felt a wave of relief wash over them. His kind smile made them feel at ease, and they both bowed respectfully. "Good afternoon, Chief Ease," Maya said, smiling back. "Good afternoon, sir," Mercy echoed, unable to hide the awe in her voice as she looked around the grand living room. "Please, come in and have a seat," Chief Ease said, gesturing to the cozy chairs across from him. Maya and Mercy sat down, still gazing around the room. The walls were decorated with beautiful paintings, and there were shiny, polished shelves filled with books and ornaments. Everything seemed to sparkle and shine. "Chief Ease," Mercy began, her eyes wide with admiration, "your house it's so beautiful. I've never seen anything like it." Chief Ease chuckled, pleased by her words. "Thank you, Mercy. I'm glad you like it. But tell me, what brings you here today?" Maya took a deep breath, glancing at Mercy for reassurance before she spoke. "Chief Ease, we found something at the building site," Maya began, her voice steady. "We thought it might belong to you, so we brought it back." Chief Ease raised an eyebrow, looking intrigued. "Oh, and what did you find?" Maya lifted the nylon bag, carefully pulling out the briefcase. She placed it on the table in front of him, and Chief Easy's eyes widened slightly. "This briefcase," Maya said softly. "We thought it might be yours." Chief Ease reached forward, opening the briefcase slightly to peek inside. His eyebrows rose when he saw the stacks of money. He looked back at the girls, his expression a mix of surprise and admiration. "Tell me," he said, closing the briefcase gently, "did you open this before coming here?" Maya and Mercy both nodded. "Yes, sir," Maya replied. "We saw the money inside." Chief Ease leaned back in his chair, studying them closely. "And tell me, girls, why didn't you keep it? You could have used it for yourselves, and no one would have known." Maya took a deep breath, meeting his gaze with sincerity. "Chief Ease, we knew it wasn't ours to keep. We can't take what doesn't belong to us. That would be wrong." Chief Ease's face softened, and he nodded slowly. "You two have good hearts," he said, smiling warmly. "There aren't many people who would do what you just did." Mercy, who had been quiet, looked at him curiously. "Chief, was it really your money, or did someone forget it there?" Chief Easy's smile widened as he shook his head. "Yes, Mercy, that money belonged to me. In fact, I left it there on purpose." Maya and Mercy's eyes widened in shock. You left it there?" Maya asked, surprised. Chief Ease nodded. "Yes, it was a test. I often set small traps like this to see if there are still honest people in the world. So far, you girls are the only ones who have returned the money." Maya and Mercy exchanged astonished looks, trying to understand what he was saying. "I wanted to see if anyone would be honest enough to bring it back to me," Chief Ease continued, "and you both passed the test. You didn't take what wasn't yours. For that, I am very proud of you." Mercy's face broke into a big smile. "You mean we did the right thing?" "Yes, Mercy," Chief Ease replied warmly. "You both showed honesty and courage, and for that, I want to reward you." The girls stared at him, not quite believing their ears. "From now on," Chief Ease said, "you won't have to worry about where to sleep or what to eat. I would like you both to live here with me. You will have a proper room, food, and everything you need, and most importantly, you will go back to school." The girls gasped, unable to believe what they were hearing. They looked at each other, eyes wide with joy. Chief Ease," Maya stammered, feeling tears in her eyes. "Thank you. We don't know how to thank you." Chief Ease smiled, reaching out to place a hand on each of their shoulders. "There's no need to thank me, my dear girls. You've earned this with your honesty. I'm just happy to help good children like you." Overwhelmed with gratitude, Maya and Mercy dropped to their knees, their eyes filling with tears as they thanked him over and over. "Thank you, Chief Ease. May God bless you for your kindness," Mercy said, her voice choked with emotion. Chief Ease helped them up gently. No need for that, my dear. Just promise me that you'll make the most of this opportunity and study hard. We promise, Chief Ease, Maya said firmly, wiping her tears. We'll work hard and make you proud. After they had finished thanking him, Chief Izze called one of the housemaids and instructed her to prepare a room for the girls. He told the maid to show them around and ensure they had everything they needed. The girls followed the maid through the house, feeling as if they were in a dream. The maid led them to a large, cozy bedroom with 2 soft beds, a dresser, and a window overlooking the garden. It was more beautiful than anything they had ever imagined. Wow, Mercy whispered, her eyes shining as she looked around. Is this really for us? The maid smiled. Yes, this is your room now. Make yourselves comfortable. After the maid left, Maya and Mercy ran around the room, exploring every corner. They couldn't stop smiling and laughing, feeling like they had stepped into a fairy tale. Maya, Mercy said, her voice full of wonder, we have our own beds, and look at this view. We can see the garden. Maya nodded, her heart full of gratitude. Yes, Mercy, we're so lucky to have met Chief Ease. This is more than we could have ever dreamed. After exploring their room, they returned to the uncompleted building one last time to collect their few belongings. They gathered their clothes, their small bag, and most importantly, their colo. They couldn't believe that only a short time ago they had been worrying about where they would sleep, and now they had a beautiful room to call their own. When they returned to the mansion, it was getting dark. The maid had prepared a warm meal for them, and they sat down to eat, savoring every bite. The food was delicious, unlike anything they had tasted before. After dinner, they took a shower, feeling the warmth of the water wash away all the dust and worries of their past. They changed into clean clothes that the maid had left for them, soft and comfortable. As they sat on their beds that night, feeling clean, full, and happy, they looked at each other and began to laugh. Mercy, Maya said with a big smile. Aren't you glad we returned the money? Mercy grinned, nodding. Yes, Maya, I'm so happy I listened to you. This is so much better than anything I could have dreamed. They talked and laughed late into the night, sharing their hopes for the future. For the first time in a long time, they felt safe and at peace. Tomorrow we're going to start a new life, Maya whispered, lying back on her bed and looking at the ceiling. We'll go to school, we'll learn, and maybe one day we'll help others, just like Chief Ease helped us. Mercy nodded, feeling a warmth in her heart. Yes, Maya, and I know we'll make him proud. That night, they fell asleep with smiles on their faces, dreaming of the bright future that lay ahead. They knew that life would still have challenges, but with Chief Ease's kindness and their own strength, they were ready to face whatever came their way.